In this problem, we need to find the oblique asymptote for the function f of x equals 4x cubed minus 7 all over 5x squared plus 8. To do this, I'm going to use long division. So I'm going to start by taking my function and moving it to the side because I need a lot of room to do this. So when we divide the denominator into the numerator using long division in order to find the oblique asymptote, what I need to keep in mind is that if there are any missing terms in the middle of the polynomial, then I have to include those missing terms when I'm writing out the long division. So we have 5x squared plus 8, but I should really write that as 5x squared plus 0x plus 8. Okay. And then, under the division sign, we'll have 4x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x, and then minus 7. Okay, so now, now we can do our long division. So I start by taking the first term, 5x squared, into the first term of the expression under the division sign. So off to the side, I'm going to say 4x cubed over 5x squared. And what does this simplify to? 4/5 x. So here I came out with a fraction, and I did this one on purpose. It's really just about the worst possible problem you could see. So this way, if you can do this one, you can do anything. So sometimes you get fractions in there, and that's okay. And now I'm going to take my term, and that was a 4/5 x, so I have to line it up with what it is like terms with. So I have 4/5 x. So here you go. That 4/5 x goes in this column because you can see it lines up with the 0x that you have there. And now I'll take the 4/5 x and multiply it by each term that we have over here. So 4/5 x, we're going to distribute that. We're going to multiply it by 5x squared. And that gives me 4x cubed, because that's how we got 4/5 x was the division, so that makes a lot of sense. Then we have 4/5 x times 0x, and that just gives me a 0x squared. And so you can see how everything lines up very nicely. And then 8 times 4/5 x is going to give me a plus 32 over 5x. So at this point, I'm ready to subtract. So I'm going to change the sign of each of my terms, and in this case they were all positive, so I changed them all to negative. 4x cubed minus 4x cubed, these just cancel out, so I can just lose that. And 0x squared minus 0x squared, that just cancels out. So what this leaves me with is a negative 32 over 5x. And then I'll bring the minus 7 down. And now I have two terms left. So now I go back to 5x squared is my first term. And I look to see 5x squared goes into minus 32 over 5x how many times, and it doesn't go in, right? Because the x squared is bigger than the x, or I shouldn't say bigger so much, but you can't divide x squared into x. So my oblique asymptote then, I'm all done, because the rest of this here is just remainder. So my oblique asymptote is y equals 4/5 x. And that's my final answer.